Hello?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hi, William.
Ba-ba-ba.
All right. So, all right, one moment. Let me. Ah. All right. Tell me before I ask you some of my questions. Tell me how you been. How's school going?
Eh, eh, eh.
Eh,
We've
eh,
only been
eh.
days.
It's only been a couple days.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days.
That's still more
You
than zero.
forgot how school works?
Yeah. Since I've been out of it for almost 2 years, I just completely forgot.
Well, we have school on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
So you just started school this week?
Yeah, due to the we
Oh.
started up again on Monday due to the fact of all the snow.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that you had all the snow last week, so you didn't get to go to school.
Yeah.
So I met this girl the other day on Saturday, I believe it was. I was over at my friend's birthday party, and funny enough, we went to one party, and then they were going to a bunch of the girls there were going to
What?
start stripping, and so we got kicked out because a few people in our party were under the age of 18. So we decided to throw a party at my friend's place, and so we had to invite a bunch of people over, and we waited for a few hours, and then by the time we get there, one of one of our friends, I won't say their name, but he invited this group of these two girls. One person he was talking to, and the other one was just her friend. And so imagine me, but as a female, right? Short, but extremely
Of
attractive.
course you would fall in love with yourself. God damn.
Okay, okay, let me get to the point though. Is that she sat down and I introduced myself to her, and then we started talking. So then it's been really good. I haven't been able to get her out of my mind since that day. And we also hung out on Sunday as well. I brought her to one of my
Oh,
modeling gigs.
you want to know something?
Hmm.
I'm not surprised you fell in love with yourself.
Well, I don't think she looks anything like me. I don't think she acts anything like me. But the people I'm around think that we look alike. Probably because we have the same glasses. Kind of.
Send
They're
me a
not even
photo.
the same.
Send me a photo.
I don't have one.
I need a photo of you two side to side.
I'll take one tomorrow for you, okay?
I'll say if it is true or not.
Okay. Well, I haven't been able to get her out of my mind, and I'm supposed to meet up with her this Friday. And I want to take her on like a date, but I'm not too sure what to do. She mentioned flowers, so I wanted to bring her to this garden that has a bunch of flowers and stuff, but it's currently closed because it's way too cold down here for flowers to even be growing. And I'm pretty
Do you
sure
know what her favorite flowers are?
her favorite what?
Flowers.
I do. I don't know the name of them, but I have it in my phone.
When you go out on this like date, you reserve a restaurant or go to a more fancier restaurant, and before you leave, you give her the flowers.
I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to give her the flowers when I pick her up. But the problem is I want this night, like this Friday night, to end in intercourse, and and it's very likely that it's going to happen. But I don't know
Or you would
how.
want to have it with yourself.
I'm not sure how or where it's going to take place. It's entirely possible it can be in my car, but I don't know if she's comfortable with it being at her house, and I don't want to drive her all the way to my house because it's a whole hour drive, and then I have to drive her back
Why don't you just have her spend the night?
because I have work the next day in the afternoon though. And so I was thinking she can come to my house next weekend because I have something going on next weekend where I have to go down to Denver so I can pick her up then. And then I'm planning on having another thing in Denver on Sunday evening, so then I can pick her up Saturday morning after my activity, and then drop her off before my activity Sunday night.
Yeah, but if you would have to make compromises if you want it on Friday, and plus you shouldn't be asking me this stuff because I'm not even in that field yet.
I know, but you have a fresh young mind, and you should be asking me these questions, William. But I'm asking you because you have a fresh perspective. You haven't done any things. What do you think is the right thing? Like, we could have sex in my car. So here's a few ideas that I have. I could bring her to Meow Wolf, which is some sort of convention thing that's going on. Well, actually, it's just like a place. Anyway, point is, I can bring her to Meow Wolf. Then after that, we can go to dinner, and then after that, we can just go to. I can drive her to the park that's near her house where we hung out on last Sunday, and then we could have sex in the back of my car, which is fine. That's entirely possible. Or I could hang out at her house all day, or those are the only two options I want.
Do whatever you think is right.
But I don't know what's right. Maybe I do. I think I want to ask her if I can hang out at her house, but in reality, I don't really want to hang out at her house because I don't know if we'll be able to have sex at her house because her parents would be there and stuff. But I know we could have sex at my house because nobody cares.
You just have to find out if she's willing on spending the night.
But then I'm gonna have to drive her back home on Sunday in the morning because I have work in the afternoon.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Oh, you might be a genius, Wayne. But what are we gonna do at my house, huh?
Hang out, learn more about each other, show her your cooking skills, wake up early enough so you can cook her a meal.
Well, I wake up early anyway, 7 a.m. to be exact, every day.
There's many things you can do.
Yes, but in the morning, right? So I have my morning routine, which I do every single day without compromise. So if she spends the night in the morning, I'm still going to do all my stuff, and then I feel obligated to entertain her while I'm doing my activities. But I will not because these are things I will get done and I have to get done and I want to get done. And because she's there, I
And
feel like I can't get them done.
this is why you'll always have trouble with sitting there hanging out with women because you're always sitting here just like, I have to do this. I have to do this.
I have to work.
Sometimes you have to take the back road and be like, I'll take one cheat day so I can hang out with the woman I like.
Okay, but look at this in the long run. If I do that and we start hanging out more consistently, or if she lives in my house, then I will always be taking a cheat day, and I can't do that. So I have to act as
Oh,
if I have to act as if we are already like been together forever.
that's why you slowly add that stuff back in because then she's learns your routine, just like grandma has her own routine and uh why am I forgetting his name? John has his. But they still have a happy relationship.
Well, most days.
Most days if grandma gets her coffee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Doesn't get her coffee. Well, now you have a ginormous crab in the house.
I think you make a very good point about the sacrifice. And when it comes to high value women, they know their worth, and so they're not going to settle for just pick me up and have sex. That of course I want to, and of course I understand that she knows her worth, and she is going to want a date or something like that, and then the reward is sex afterwards. But I also want to
See,
do things that I enjoy,
like
right?
if you want like an actual wife and you still want to have the routine, you are gonna have to slowly introduce like your girlfriend or like your future wife into your routine and show her, hey, this is kind of what I do in the morning. And so, like, the first time you have her over for the morning, you have a cheat day, but then the next time you add some of your stuff back in that you normally do, and just slowly add the stuff back in until she's just like, hey, go have your morning routine. I'll wait here, have my normal morning routine. And it's just something that happens.
But I also have to go to work at 2 p.m. that day, I think, and I have to drive her back home, which is all the way in Denver, which is an hour drive.
And where's your work?
Back in Longmont,
And how long is that drive?
an hour. So it's like a 2-hour drive.
I plan ahead. Take her back 3 hours before you have to go to work. Make sure it's actually quite a few, like maybe 4 hours ahead, just so you have better timing due to the fact that that's around like lunchtime, and so sometimes there's traffic.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. You make a very good
Would you get
argument.
thrown down?
But why would I bring her to my house? This is only the third time I will be seeing her. Why can't I take her out somewhere?
Well, it's only the third time you're meeting her. Why do you want to have sex with her?
Well, William, that's just how people you fall in love with. That's what you do.
And that's why you bring them home.
Ah, you make such a great point, but shouldn't I do something with her instead of taking her home? And what if she can't spend the night?
That's when you have to find a different way to compromise. Like doing it in a car or doing it at her house.
You make a very good point. But should I still do some activities during the day and then
Yes.
go to dinner and then whatever she is available in doing. So after we do the activity, after we go to dinner, then I ask, do we want to go back to my place? Do you want to go back to your place? Or do you want to continue and hang out in my car?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ah, but it's so it's not I guess I'm not worried about the expense. I am a little worried about the expense part because I mean, of course you got to spend money. Um, but I'm willing to spend the money when it's on a high value woman such as this.
Oh, and my talking to you is not coming cheap.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I need to be paid for my work.
You will be paid for your work, William, but not right now.
$12.
No, you'll be paid for your work when money starts showing up.
I just want $12
Sorry,
per
brother.
month. $12 per month.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Is there anything you want to talk about now since I came to you with my problem?
No, I don't really have anything.
What?
You gotta realize, I solve most of my problems on my own.
Oh, okay, Mr. Big Man.
Even the big ones.
So do I, but I just thought, why not get a fresh youngian perspective?
Youngling, I am 1 year younger than you.
A year and a half, actually.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the half.
And that half means a lot. You're 6 foot? No, I'm 6 foot and a half.
You know something? If you were right next to me while we were having this conversation, I would have pretended to punch you in your face.
Well, when this podcast takes off, William, when it takes off, we will definitely be able to be living with each other. Well, not even be living with each other, but we'll be able to have the podcast together.
Yeah, and then I can pretend to punch you all the goddamn time.
Of course you can.
And we're still gonna post it.
Of course we are. So do you want to talk about what we're doing with this podcast? You see how we just had a normal conversation, like actual brothers would, without thinking or worrying about the video?
What video?
The video I've been recording.
I don't hear nothing.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I was just wanting to have a conversation with you.
Wait, this is being recorded by the government? I knew it.
The
FBI,
government's recording us!
The
No,
FBI's watching forever.
I didn't even think
The
about
birds are
recording.
robots.
I didn't even think about recording the video for the podcast until I got on the phone with you. I just genuinely wanted to talk to you, and then bada bing, bada boom.
So, I do have a question for you about the channel.
Oh yeah, what's
Once
up?
it does blow up, are we going to invite like other brothers to talk about their brotherly experience?
Ooh, that's a great idea, William. You want to write that down somewhere?
I can't.
You can.
I physically can't. I'm eating right now.
You have a phone that you're talking on. You can open your notes app and you can and you can make a note.
No, I can not. I am eating.
You're the one with the creative ideas, William. I'm the one with the business. Oh yeah, you could just text it to me on WhatsApp. WhatsApp can be the business texting. So just text me inviting other brothers to podcast. You know, and eventually we might be sister. And then we'll have to change the name from Bonding Brothers to Bonding Siblings.
What diddly darn happened?
I didn't even realize you hung up.
I didn't hung up. I was doing speech to text.
Oh, that's probably why. Well, what I said was that eventually, when Emily finally commits to something, we can invite her onto the podcast, and then we'll have to change the name. We'll have to rebrand and say siblings, bonding siblings, or something like that. But if she wants to join us, or we can just start a new one or something like that with her completely.
It would be our second channel.
Yeah, we can have multiple channels. That's fine. Because if she chooses not to commit to that, it's not going to hurt our podcast because we didn't rebrand. That's a genius idea.
And what we can do is we can have one where it's all of us together, the normal brotherly one, and then the different sister.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. Any other ideas?
Nope. Do you know your plans for the tomorrow? No.
Playing for tomorrow.
Week?
Next week for what?
No, I'm just repeating a meme in my head.
Okay. Maybe.
Oh.
What?
You want to hear a joke?
Yes, sir.
I learned the hard way that my toaster's waterproof.
Uh-oh.
Do
Okay.
you get the joke?
I do. They put it in the bathtub.
With
Someone in it.
themselves in it.
Something like that. It's all the same. Do you think that's why you have so much creativity, William? Because you watch a lot of YouTube and idiotic stuff?
Maybe.
That's okay. Someone has to even me out, right? If I'm completely business oriented all the time, someone has to be the one that's creative. I mean, when it comes to business and monetizing things and growing things, I got you. But when it comes to concepts,
Creativity to make the business.
yeah, the creativity, I struggle with that. But I definitely have the growth, the strategies, the mindset, the commitment. I just need ideas, which is why I sit there and listen to people all the time because I can just steal their ideas.
Hey, that's theft.
Hey, I do it all the time. When I started my photography business, that was someone else's idea. When I did the clothing brand, that was someone else's idea. When I did the photography, That was
This
someone
was
else's
a
idea.
reporting for the police. We caught your stealing habits.
Yeah,
So
but
you're under arrest for stealing.
it's not stealing. It's they didn't have the idea, and I copied them one for one. They said something. They were like, I'm gonna start a photography company because of this, 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 and this." And I'm like, "That's a great idea. I'm stealing that." But for my videography or for my video editing company, I was like, "Oh, people." There was a few people around me that were like, "Oh, video editing is really good," and they were doing video editing, and I thought, "Well, I'm gonna steal that idea and I'm gonna grow and expand that business twice as fast, twice as hard." And it worked, but it didn't work at the same time because yeah, I just want other people to work with.
Well, I'm gonna go back to watching my stuff.